Imagine losing $300 billion just because you, signed a piece of paper. Now picture burning down a whole factory because, well, you forgot to turn off a switch. History is full of geniuses, sure, but honestly, it's also packed with idiots. Today, we're counting down the most expensive, painful, and honestly, the stupidest mistakes ever made. So, get ready to cringe. This is CurioExplains. Let's start with probably the unluckiest man in history, Ronald Wayne. You know Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, the founders of Apple, right? But did you know there was actually a third founder? Back in 1976, Ronald Wayne owned 10% of Apple. But he got scared. He thought the company was just too risky. So, 12 days later, he sold his 10% share for just $800, $800 bucks. If he had kept it, that 10% would be worth, over $300 billion today. He could have been one of the richest men on earth. Instead, he lives on a pension. That is, honestly, the definition of pain. You expect rocket scientists to be smart, right? Well, not always. In 1999, NASA launched the Mars Climate Orbiter. It cost $327 million and took years to build. It flew all the way to Mars perfectly, but when it tried to enter orbit, it smashed into the planet and yeah, burned up. Why? Was it a computer glitch? Aliens? Nope. It was a unit conversion error. One team of engineers used metric units, millimeters. The other team used imperial units, inches. They just, forgot to convert the numbers. NASA basically destroyed a spaceship because they didn't check their math homework. Okay, so, back in the year 2000, Blockbuster was basically the king of movies. Seriously, they were everywhere. Then, this tiny startup company comes knocking on their door with an offer saying, please buy us for $50 million. And, well, the Blockbuster CEO just laughed at them. He thought the whole idea of streaming movies online was, honestly, a joke. So, he kicked them right out of the office. That tiny startup? Yeah, it was Netflix. Today, Netflix is worth over $200 billion, while Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2010 and now only has one lonely store left in the world. The CEO literally laughed away a fortune. Alright, let's hop over to France for a second. In 2014, the French national railway operator, SNCF, ordered 2,000 brand new trains. They spent, get this, $15 billion. The trains were modern, fast, and honestly, pretty beautiful. But, there was just one tiny problem. The trains were too wide. The engineers had measured the stations built in the last 30 years, but oops, they forgot to measure the old stations built 50 years ago. The new trains physically couldn't fit into 1,300 stations across the country, so they had to spend another $60 million just to shave the edges off the platform so the trains could, squeeze in. Talk about an embarrassing squeeze. So, hey, the next time you make a mistake at work, don't feel too bad. At least you didn't crash a spaceship or sell Apple for $800, right? Mistakes happen, but wow, some mistakes really do cost more than the GDP of a small country. What's the biggest mistake you've ever made? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to CurioExplains for more epic fails. Stay smart, folks.